Hello, I'm Dr. Greg Neal, Senior Pastor of Grace United Methodist Church in Des Moines, Iowa. According to the Gospels, throughout his entire ministry, Jesus was asked something like 187 questions. While there's a lot of debate as to how many of these questions he answered, there's no doubt at all that Jesus responded to most of these questions by asking questions of his own. Indeed, all told, in the four canonical Gospels, Jesus asks a whopping 307 questions. During the month of August, we're going to look at just 3 of these questions. Last week, Jesus asked us, "Why do you see the speck that is in your brother or sister's eye, who do not notice the log that is in your own eye?" His advice is simple. Discern and deal with your own sins. Let others discern and deal with theirs. We don't need to be judging each other. This Sunday, we will continue by listening to Jesus' powerful parable of the Good Samaritan. In this story, we hear about a man who was jumped by bandits, beaten, stripped, and robbed, and left to die. A priest came by, but avoided him. A Levite also passed by and didn't help him. The 2 religious people who should have helped didn't. Indeed, it was the outsider, a reviled Samaritan, who helped the beaten man. Jesus' question was simple. Which of these 3, do you think, was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of the robbers? Why do we religious folks so often avoid the duty we have to care for others? Why do we look for loopholes and excuses to not do the right thing? Who is our neighbor? We can't always choose our neighbors. They're often chosen for us, and they don't always look like what we expect or would otherwise want them to be. Loving God and loving our neighbor is our calling as Christians, and we cannot wiggle out by trying to ignore or explain away our duty to be a neighbor to those in need. You are invited to join us at Grace United Methodist Church, where we will be exploring Jesus' questions and how we are called to respond. Worship begins at 10:15 a.m. U.S. Central Time, both in person and online. And until then, may God's grace be with you.